I always get asked how I keep my setup so clean, and there's one trick, and that's to have crazy OCD. In all seriousness, I know this topic is already covered pretty widely on YouTube, and there's a lot of really good videos on how to actually organize your space. That being said, I think there's a way to retrain your brain and think through your setup a little differently to keep things more tidy. The biggest part of a setup, in my opinion, is actually enjoying being here, and oftentimes that means taking time to put a lot of effort into how you set things up. I see a lot of houses with just the most incredible interior design, really nice furniture choices, overall aesthetic is on point, and then the office really lacks that same sort of thought. Ultimately, my desk is where I spend at least 40 hours a week, so I want to enjoy sitting here and being here and working and also doing things outside of work. I want things to feel comfortable, but not too sterile, but also not distracting. So in this video, I'm going to walk through 11 tips that have helped me maintain cleanliness in my office. And by the end of this video, you can either go, damn, that dude is crazy, or you could apply some of these to your own space. Okay, so tip 1, create a routine. A lot of the other steps in this video snowball into the routine aspect of keeping things tidy, but I really believe it starts with making baby steps, and that could mean anything. So for me, it's getting up in the morning, tidying up the office. My cat's litter box is adjacent to my desk in the bathroom, so I always have to vacuum to not step on litter, which is kind of like a Zen garden. Feels nice, just kind of vacuuming. And then after that, I come downstairs and make coffee. If I have time, I love to listen to vinyl and just kind of settle into my morning. And I find that before I start the craziness of a workday, having that extra hour to settle into things really makes a big impact. Okay, tip 2. And I know I'm guilty of this sometimes on stream, but don't eat at your desk. The only reason why I eat cookies is because of a funny channel point redemption on Twitch, but I make sure to wash my hands after, because getting sticky fingers on my keyboard or mouse or anything else just gives me hives. Also, I think it's very healthy to leave your office or your desk, decompress for a little, get out of the craziness of a day to go eat in the dining room or kitchen. And I know some of y'all probably need to touch grass or leave your area, so this is a good excuse. This next tip could be really helpful for anyone who's working at their desk that has a very hands-on job where you're working with a lot of tools or materials. Tip 3 is surface level clean and organize at the end of each day. Can't stress this enough, but prepping for the next day so you can feel good about starting over again is such a big thing. And once you start practicing that, it'll really kind of fall into place. Right after I set my computer to sleep for the day, I just kind of clean up and tidy my desk quickly so I don't have to wake up the next morning to stress getting things ready. It's so nice to decompress and do a little bit of cleaning after you have a stressful work day, and it really helps me settle into my day after work too. In the vein of keeping things nice, tip 4 is invest in yourself. I'm a firm believer that when you invest in yourself and invest in the right things, that positive things can come out of it. Look, I'm not saying after watching this video that you need to go and research buying a new keyboard or a new PC just so you can be happy about your setup, but over time, doing these things can go a long way. It straight up took me a whole ass year to figure out how I wanted to lay out my current iteration of my desk. Arguably, I'm way too methodical with how I think through these things, but there is a purpose, and having a space for things, which is tip 5, can really go a long way. If my desk gets pretty crazy throughout a day, it's very easy to clean up because you know that things have a dedicated spot or a dedicated location, if that drives you crazy to have a fixed spot for something. To declutter, tip 6 is keeping storage off your actual desk. I know I have some things on my desk like commonly used tools for keyboard modding or a pen, a spot for my notebook. The bulk majority of all the things that I would need to use at my desk are stored in this cabinet here. My keyboard stuff, camera stuff goes in there. And then at the end of a day, if I've gotten a lot of things out, I know exactly where it needs to go. And then if it's sitting on my desk, it feels out of place. Kind of looks like an eyesore. I know that's also crazy, but when you have a process for how things are laid out and storage off your desk, it's really easy to keep yourself accountable. This next tip is very near and dear to my heart. It's probably very polarizing, but that is cable manage. Nothing makes me happier than a desk that is very thoughtfully cable managed, but that does take a lot of time and planning. I recently got the Linus Tech Tips brackets, and oh my God, are they the best tool I've ever used to help kind of clean up some of that clutter. They're magnetic, so you can just attach them to your desk legs, and they also come with these screwable magnetic plates so you can put them on the underside of your desk. The next tip might also seem crazy, but I think it's very helpful to make your life a lot easier when you're going throughout your workday, and that is clearing out your downloads folder and emptying your trash. I do this every day, but you can do it at the end of your work week. A lot of us use cloud storage for work, and there's just no point in keeping those files on your computer. Also, when you delete them, it's going to free up space and your computer's gonna run a lot smoother. Circling back to my OCD here, tip 9 is devoting one day a week or every other week to deep cleaning your space. Because I work from home, starting off work on Monday is that much easier when my space is very tidy. I won't even lie, because of this, Sunday is one of my favorite days because I can do something good for myself and also get rid of all the Sunday scaries and demons that I'm building up in my head. Pro tip for you, a damp microfiber towel is your best friend here. A lot of us in the keyboard community use these mats here, and cleaning them can be kind of difficult, so that is my favorite solution that I've found. Along with cleaning my house on Sunday, I allow myself to unplug. So tip 10 is having one day a week where you turn off your PC. I have a feeling turning off your PC completely will help the health. Most importantly, this could help you force yourself out of your sweaty gaming lair and let the sun hit your face. Not just the sun through a window, but the actual sun. My final tip is that there is no finished setup or end game. I know end game gets thrown around a lot, and I think it's a myth. Since we've been lucky enough to be able to use our second bedroom as an office, the past 4 years have seen 4 different setups, and I used to be over to the right. Now I'm right here. My girlfriend and I have swapped places. After that, we had white desks, and before that we had standing desks, and now we are currently using my favorite setup with these plywood tops. If you would have told me that I would have gone through 4 different iterations of this space, I would have probably laughed, because I'm definitely someone who likes to set it and forget it, but super happy with where we are right now. Lengthy list, but yeah, that's what I do to keep myself tidy and organized throughout the week. I would love to make more videos like this. A lot of my YouTube channel is devoted to typing test videos, and that is basically just a log of all the keyboards that I've built over on Twitch. But this year, I'm hoping to make a lot more videos like this one currently. So if you have any feedback, any topics you'd like me to cover, any questions, let me know in the comments below. I would love to hear from you. Also, if you're curious about this space and how I've set things up, I have an older setup video. It's outdated at this point, but in the description below, I will link an Instagram reel, which is a time lapse that I made just showing off how I revamped my setup to what it is now. Thank you again if you're still here. Appreciate you watching the video, and based on your feedback, maybe I'll make some more videos like this. Who knows? But anyways, bye-bye.